All right, so my olive oil's heated up. I put about a tablespoon of butter in there as well. And we're just gonna take our pork and we're gonna sear them off. And what this does, it's gonna retain all the moisture in the meat. Get a nice sear on each side. And I'm only gonna do this for maybe a couple minutes on each side. So we'll bake it off later, but again, the meat's gonna be nice and juicy once we cut into it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 350. And the rule of thumb for poultry is about 20 minutes per pound. So since we're searing this off first, it's not gonna take very long to cook it all. I'd say about 20 minutes. So that's what you're looking for, that nice golden brown color. Again, this is not gonna take long at all. You want to get all sides. And one little trick is don't forget the ends. Sometimes people neglect those ends. See how that's pink? Go ahead and even just stand it up in your pan like that. What you want to do is, again, retain all the juices. Okay, these are coming along quite nicely. See that golden brown? That's the color you're looking for. That's that beautiful golden brown. That's what we're looking for. Just about ready here. So I'm just going to go ahead, now that these are all seared off, I'm going to transfer them into a casserole dish that's already been oiled. I'm going to keep these juices, okay, because I'm going to make a sauce afterwards with these juices, so don't throw them away. Put it into my preheated oven, and just for about 20 minutes. Now while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and make our risotto. Now we're going to start on the risotto, which makes a nice side dish to this pork. I'm going to take some of that onion we cut up earlier, and I'm just going to saute it. Maybe just half cup. And we'll get that sauteed, and as soon as we have that sauteed down, I'll go ahead and add the arborio rice. And if you don't know what arborio rice is, it's actually a short grain pasta. It looks like rice, but what happens is when you add liquid, it expands and expands. So by the time you eat it, it's this really delicious, silky consistency that's almost like a porridge. It's fantastic. Okay, now that my onions are sauteed, I'm going to take the arborio rice and put it in here. I'm just going to do about half the package. And I'm going to lightly brown these guys. We're just kind of toasting them up. And that'll just take a couple of minutes, and then we'll start adding the liquid. And this doesn't look like a lot, but once we start adding that liquid, this is literally going to expand about 3 to 4 times. You'll be amazed. So medium heat and just lightly browning these guys. Okay, so now that my risotto is a nice toasted golden brown color, I'm gonna go ahead and start by adding about a cup of some white wine. I'm just using a Chardonnay. Make sure you pour in whatever wine you would like to drink, not just a cooking wine, but something you would enjoy drinking. Because when you pour it in, the flavor actually becomes concentrated. The more you cook it down, the stronger the flavor of that wine it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just stir it until that wine evaporates. And look how quickly that wine absorbed. And that's what's going to happen over the course of this cooking process. We're going to keep adding liquids, and that's what's going to make the texture that creamy, porridge, silky-like texture that is just to die for. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to have about 6 cups of chicken stock heating up here. And little by little, we're going to add in this chicken stock to the rice. And usually we make our own chicken stock, but since this is kind of a cheap weeknight quick dinner, I just bought the store-bought stuff. So I'm going to get a ladle. And little by little here, we're gonna add our stock. And everybody thinks risotto is such a hard dish to make, and it's really not. It just entails a lot of stirring, really, that's it. So you come home from work, maybe pour yourself a nice glass of wine, and it's kind of a nice way just to unwind. It's a stress-free way of making your dinner. See, and look how quickly that all absorbs. I just have it on about a medium heat, and just so quickly it all absorbs.